night.
Ryan Hudson show last night. Where's
No,
that?
tonight. Tonight.
Oh,
He was on point.
yeah, we got a little got a little into it at the end of it. I feel like people that stick around for the end of the episode will probably get a lot more than they bargained for.
We got a little
Maybe
deep.
maybe I'm gonna try to go back and listen to that stuff and maybe get some Instagram clips or something, TikTok clips to post out there. Get some YouTube shorts. I haven't done that since the first week I did it, but yeah, it was
Were you there for the conversation with Elliot where Elliot sounds like he kind of
n- I no,
dogged him?
I was not standing next to him during that. I was talking to Charlie or anybody else during that whole thing. But yeah, it was. I mean, like, there's no reason for a coach to make a fan feel like they don't do enough.
Yeah, I mean, just be supportive. You got fans to come here and see you. That's should be good
Not
enough.
yeah. I mean, like, seriously, like, how many fans went to that spring tour event? You know,
True.
and you're going to talk. It's the same kind of thing when Coach Hunter kind of complained about fan turnout. He was, and a lot of season ticket holders and fans of the program took offense
Got
to it.
offended. Yeah.
He wasn't talking to you. He was
Talking to
talking
people that
about
aren't
all the
here.
other, but
Right.
Sean Elliott was talking to Ryan specifically about what
Directly.
Ryan donates, and I'm like, that's not the way to do it. Not the way to do it at all. So,
Yeah.
I mean, what
Whew.
a good gig to have, though, man. For Coach Elliott, get to make a great salary. Like, you manage
And
it
lose a bunch of
wisely.
games. Yeah.
Yeah, be bottom half of your program or your industry and make good money. Manage that well. You're pretty much can live okay for a while because he could all. I mean, even if he never has another head coaching job again, he'll still make good money being an assistant, bouncing around
Oh, sure.
everywhere. So yeah. Oh well. Tomorrow will be interesting. See how that goes.
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
excited about it. It's 420 at Sweetwater. Drinking
420
420.
at I'm shocked they did not have some huge event going on there on 420. I guess it kind of goes to shows about how much more corporate they've gotten.
Right. They're like 420. Well, that's just the number on our beer.
Yeah, we don't know that it's an interstate sign. We don't know what that even means. Can you imagine though, like the day that like Georgia legalizes weed? Like that first 420, that first April 20th when Georgia legalizes weed, like
You
how
won't be able to go
Sweetwater is like
anywhere.
that's their day. Like it's just gonna be like everywhere. I remember the Sweetwater used to do promotions where on 420, like every pint of 420 was $4.20 or something like that.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
I drank a
It's
bunch of
good.
them. That's actually
I'm sh-
that's kind of what got me into IPAs because I didn't care for 420 and I still don't care for 420, but I
mm-mm.
drank so
Skunky.
many on that day that I kind of developed a taste for hops, not for 420, but for hops. And then I started liking IPAs after that. And
Ah,
I still kind of I'll drink a 420 if it's there, but yeah.
I mean, if it's the only thing, I'll drink it.
Yeah, if it's that or Bud Light, I want to go for the
Usually a
420.
420. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Something about it
for
just
sure.
has like a skunky taste to me. I don't know. Even like when it's at the brewery, fresh off the line. But
Yeah,
IPA is
I think
fine.
IPA is fine, but it is the most basic. They should call it like the basic bitch. It's the basic bitch IPA. It tastes like just an, you know if you were to make the most common IPA, just like you follow, if you looked at like allrecipes.com for like how to make an IPA, that's what Sweetwater IPA is. It's just a very, very
And
common
they
IPA.
don't waver from that recipe. They stay right on it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I mean, it serves a purpose. I drink a lot
Yeah.
of it. I actually get excited when I see it at a couple of different places. I'm like, oh, I just know that's going to be fine. I don't have to worry about nuances or whatever. It'll be a basic beer and it'll be fine during the whole thing.
Should be a good turnout tomorrow. They sold out apparently. So
Sweetwater is always a good turnout. Whenever they do it there, it's always a good turnout. There'll be like a lot of fans. And also, I think they get a lot of the administration shows up. You'll probably see a number of coaches. I wouldn't be surprised unless they're out on recruiting stuff. I don't know. I don't even know if this is an open recruiting period or not. But you'll probably see like almost the entire football staff there, most likely.
wow. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Wonder who they'll have talk. Are they gonna do like the roundtable type thing? Where Dave
so
dishes?
I think what they'll do, what they've done in the past, and what they did at Center Park was you'll have Dave up there, you have Coach Elliott up there. I don't know if Coach Hayes will be there or not because I do think this is open recruiting for basketball right now. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But you may, and if it's not Coach Hayes, then you may have Jarvis or somebody else from basketball.
Just say he's Jonas.
Yeah. Then there'll be a third person. I don't think it'd be Charlie. Charlie has been involved with these Q&As in the past, but he's kind of stepped away from that. I've noticed over the past few years. I don't expect Charlie to be up there, but he'll be in attendance, which is kind of better, honestly, because then you can you can always pick Charlie out of a crowd. You just look up and he's the tallest guy there, and then you know where to go and just start talking to him. And he'll, for all of his faults and all of his good things about him, he'll talk to anybody. I may not understand what the hell he's saying. Remember when we were at the ribbon cutting ceremony? Whatever, he talked to us for like 10 minutes, and afterwards you were like, "What did he say?" I'm like, "I got no fucking clue."
I was like, "You were closer to him."
He was just like vomiting like words out of his mouth, and I was like, I just nodded my head, yeah, that's great, and then like we walk away, you're like, "What is it?" I have no idea. I've got no idea. He was just talking. I
missed pieces.
Telling all kinds.
When I talked to him at the event at the game up in Gwinnett at what is that, Coolray Field? Is that what it's called?
Coolray.
Yeah. He was telling me all about his Lent, what he was giving up, and all that.
Oh yeah, he talked about He's talking about Lent the week before when I was there for the whatever was it, the UGA, was it UGA game? Yeah. He was talking about Lent. I don't even remember what he was talking about. I won't pay attention to that shit. I want to talk about Lent. I want to talk about baseball complex being built out. I want to talk about moving conferences, getting into a better conference. I want to talk about that kind of crap. I don't want to hear about your
Have Lent. You talked to him directly about conference and American and or just
I talked to him. I think I talked to him about it back when the realignment shit started, before last season started and everything, when it was kind of like all in the air type things. But yeah, I haven't had a conversation with him since we've turned down the American. So
it'd be interesting to talk to him about that. Talk to him maybe about Conference USA. Did they come knocking at any time in the last X years after he joined the Sun Belt? Did we contemplate moving?
I have to imagine that Conference USA has talked to every Sun Belt member. Every Sun Belt.
Hey, come over here.
At least in the past 12 months, they have. When everything started going haywire, when Conference USA was trying to like get a scheduling agreement or something like going on with American first, and then like they turned them down. They came to Sun Belt, like, yeah, we're not doing it either.
No, we're good. You do you.
Yeah, looking at those what was it, the FPI index or the Football Power Index? I don't know the screenshot to say that, but if you look at the average of all of the conferences, Sunbelt came in just behind American as the highest average in FPI, and Conference USA was dead last behind MAC and Mountain West.
So glad we didn't go there. Well, we had the chance, apparently.
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know. So, but if we would have gone to, who knows what would have happened if we would have gone to Conference USA? But
true.
Had we gone to Conference USA and Conference USA been the absolute garbage that it was, maybe we are one of the 6 teams that left Conference USA to American Conference. You know,
That's true. True. I still feel like we could have gotten in last year if we played our cards right. I mean, Charlotte got in. We should have get in.
That card. The only we had to play was to say yes, we
Hey,
will
let's
move
do
to your
this.
conference.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know any inside information, but I firmly believe that we said no, that we're not going to do it, and we should have.
You know what we didn't talk about during the podcast?
What's
I
that?
found it interesting. I don't know if you, in the article it talks about get rid of divisions, right? He doesn't want whoever wrote the article that talked about the East. He said, you know, continuing the persistence of getting rid of divisions, Sunbelt needs to get rid of their divisions and have like there's a link to this article where he talks about, instead of divisions, each team just has a set of 3 permanent rivals and you play them every
Right.
year and then you rotate everything else. And I was like, it's interesting. I mean, I don't know what they pick for us,
Yeah, I've kind of gone through that exercise before, trying to figure out like who would be our 3 or 4. If we were to do a pod system, which is kind of what he's talking about, like who would be ours. And obviously, if we were to pick it, I think that we would pick Trash Down South, App State, and probably like either Lafayette or Troy.
Yeah,
Troy because of proximity. Lafayette, like we talked about tonight, has kind of become a rival of ours. But other than Trash Down South, I don't know if there's any if any of those other schools would pick us as their rival. So you're going to have some forced stuff that happens in that situation, which is fine. It happens. That's the way that works. I don't know.
We could talk about it more next week too. I just thought it was interesting. It would be an interesting topic to get everyone's thoughts on it and look at how the conference would have gone, who would have played who in the championship game based on just wins. Essentially,
I'm a fan of divisions because like by playing divisions, you get everybody plays everybody in their own division. So that way you have your own little round robin. You can figure out who the best is. And then you play against, the best in the other division. Now, does that mean that the second place team in your division is not as good as the first place team in the other division? No, but you didn't win your division. Divisions matter. Divisions matter. So you got to win your division. And we're already the most West team in the division. I don't want to open us up to playing more
West teams.
West teams.
True. They could just spot us with like
unless Troy, Troy or give us Troy and South Alabama, and like those are relatively close. Or Troy is super close, obviously.
Right.
But yeah. I missed that in the article. Apparently, I didn't read that.
It was at the very top. I scrolled down first, and then I went backwards because I saw links to other things. And I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." The other thing I noticed.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was say the other thing I noticed was the FPI, I guess, predictions of wins and losses. I think it had us winning to get to 6 wins. Gives us a 63% chance next year. It's not bad. I mean,
wait, 63% chance of getting to 6 wins. What I read said that we had a 3% chance of going bowling.
I don't know. I'm like, there was a link in the article that takes you to the Sun Belt. This is the FPI, not the SP something.
Right. I don't. It's gonna. We've got no idea what this team isn't. We've got no idea what this team is going to be until we see them play. I would like to think that we'll be pleasantly surprised, but I got no idea. But my gut tells me it's going to be a hard season to watch. Yeah. Another hard season to watch. It's like I think we beat Old Dominion again.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of confidence about beating Appy, Coastal, JMU, Marshall. I don't have that confidence this year. We may pull an upset here or there. I don't know. There's no reason why we should lose to Trash Down South. We're just a better team than them, top to bottom, every year, and that's not being biased. We're just a better team. So I don't
We
know.
just got to win
When
that
you get-
first game. We're like
Yeah,
all
you gotta beat-
alone in the Sun Belt 831.
Yeah, so we got to beat Rhode Island that first game. UConn will be an interesting matchup to see how that goes. Charlotte, we should have beaten last year. We should beat this year. But so you're talking about like what, two? We're like at four games we feel incredibly comfortable about winning. URI, Charlotte, TDS, and Old Dominion.
Yeah.
You got to find two more out of UConn, LSU, and the rest of the East.
Yeah, you got to find a way to win those first three.
And this is
off 3-0, needing 3 wins to get to a bowl would be a great spot to be in.
I'd love that. Yeah,
like 1 win out of the first 3, it's gonna be a long, long season.
I guess the good thing about having LSU so late in the season is, the past couple of years we've thought that we've had a really good shot in our out of conference schedule with the P5 teams. Obviously LSU we don't feel as good about. Good thing it's at the end of the season. We can wait, and we don't get the guys beat up until the end of the season. I think it's the week before
ODU.
Thanksgiving. Yeah. Is it before ODU? Is that at ODU, right?
It's at ODU this year. Yeah, might go to
Wait,
that
so we
one.
have
2 games in the season away.
So we have a home game before.
We have at home.
No, LSU and then ODU and then we're done, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? That's what it is. Yeah.
Because it's 2 on, 2 off, 2 on, 2 off, 2 home, 2 away.
Yeah, and back-to-back years of ending the season with 2 away games. Our home record will be our home tailgating, our home games be done
November 11th. Crazy.
Before that, November 11th. Yeah, November 11th. Yeah. That's ridiculous. It's an insult to every fan of football.
Yeah, I mean, you feel like the conference should kind of inverse that for teams that just ended their seasons away. I don't know, maybe not. Or maybe this is just the schedule we're on with the Sun Belt Conference scheduling gods.
Fuck the Sun Belt. Fuck. I would love to be a fly on a wall in every single schedule meeting of every single conference and just see how they do these things. I know ESPN's a big factor in a lot of it, but the ESPN doesn't give a shit about LSU, Georgia State. ESPN doesn't give a shit about Old Dominion, Georgia State. It doesn't fucking matter. Why do we end our season? I know Ryan gets pissed off that I get so obsessed about this, but there are a few things that are left that are about the fans. And when you're a program like us, make it about the fans. And they're not. They're not doing that at all.
No.
It's
Although something he said tonight is interesting. CBS lost the SEC whatever game of the week, 3:30.
Oh,
whatever
really?
that 3:30. Yeah, so
the Vern Lundquist game.
Yeah, it's gone.
Oh,
it's kind of a classic too. The whole thing, the music and everything.
It is a staple. It was a staple of. Living in the South, it was a staple to have like that the SEC game on that. Was it the 4:00 game or was it the 1:00 game?
There's the 3:30.
It was 4:00 game. Yeah,
4:00.
Yeah. Whatever that time frame is.
Yeah, they lost it. I think it's now like the Pack or something. I don't know. Something stupid. Everything's changing. I don't know. I was looking at all these transfer portal things, man, and I'm like, I don't actually like the way this is all going. Like this is not turning out to be good for, honestly, the G5s, in my opinion.
No, it's not.
It's horrible. We're just a stepping stone now, like a permanent stepping stone, and it's easy to jump whenever you want to.
Well, yeah. So did you see that the WAC and the Atlantic Sun are joining into a new conference?
That sounds like a shit show.
They're joining into a new football conference called the United Athletic Conference. United something, and but they have intentions of promoting the entire conference to FBS. That's like your Tarleton and your Rio Grande Valley, and I can't remember all the schools that are in there. They want to move like
steps in and says no.
Yeah, I don't know what the time frame is on the move. But that's their intention, is to move all of those programs at once up to FBS, and like that is further waters down what G5 is.
Right.
It kind of takes away. I mean, there was a reason why they had FBS and FCS. It was to separate the Division I programs that had money and did not have money. And while I'm glad that we're in FBS, it's where Georgia State belongs. It's kind of, I don't think the population of the country has grown enough to support this many FBS teams.
Right.
The quality is just not there at all. The bottom of the FBS is nowhere near halfway mark of the FBS.
No, not even close. Yeah. I hope the NCAA gets some balls and stops it.
The NCAA doesn't have any balls anymore, because anything they do just is the pressures the big programs to leave.
Right.
The NCAA.
They're like, fine, you won't do what we want, we'll do what we want.
I mean, because football is already, administered outside of the NCAA, at least the playoffs and all that stuff is. So they don't give a shit. They don't fucking care at all. Like, we'll take our ball and go home, and then you're gonna have, 40 team conference that's gonna be the national championship, and everybody else is playing the equivalent to FCS football again, with no chance, probably no schedule.
Yeah, I wonder if when that all happens, they kind of put a playoff structure in place for the rest of us, and the bowls kind of go away, or I don't know. Like,
I don't want to think about. What I'm curious about is when we talk about the big teams doing their own thing, we always talk about like how like Vanderbilt is like that team that's just getting that SEC money, that super. But like, do you think that when Georgia and Bama and LSU want to go on and join Ohio State and Notre Dame and Michigan into like some kind of super tier, that they're going to be like, they're going to feel like, but guys,
you got to pick.
Vanderbilt's got to come too. Vanderbilt's got to be here. No, they're not going to want to do that. They don't want to do that shit.
It'll be chaos, right? I mean, you'll have teams from all these P5 conferences scrambling to find each other. All the teams that get left behind.
Right.
Yikes.
Your Vandy's, your Kentucky's, your Dukes, probably your Mississippi schools. Maybe one of them makes it up there. I don't know. Yeah. Texas and Oklahoma would go, but Nebraska probably makes it in, but does Kansas? Do they give a shit about basketball at all?
I don't know. That is the other part, like basketball versus football. How does that impact who gets in, who doesn't? Because football's in the driver's seat, and if you're just really a basketball school and you have a football team, obviously in P5, do they let you in, or they're like, sorry, go find this new basketball super conference?
Football is too big. It's gonna be its own thing. I mean, hell, basketball could be its own thing. You may end up having something where you've got your football association, your basketball association, and then you actually have your traditional conferences for everything else.
Can we just go back and undo everything that we've ruined about college football in the last 5 years?
Or can we go back and start Georgia State football 20 years ago?
That would be much better.
Because then I think if Georgia State had football 20 years ago, hell, we've been playing in the Georgia Dome the entire time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's great. We played Georgia Dome like 4 or 5 years before Turner Field became available. Could you imagine playing in Georgia Dome for like 20 years, 25 years, and then Turner Field becomes available? You're like, I don't know what to do with our own stadium. This is crazy. This is weird.
That would be
insane.
weird.
But no, it would be very interesting to see what would have happened if we would have been like UCF and started football back when we should have, and if we had presidents and administration that wanted to be an athletics program.
Yeah. I wonder how we do fan wise too. If we'd
I think
still
it'd be a lot
have
better.
fan support. Yeah, I think we'd be better. I mean, I still think the administration and the school overall needs to do a better job at marketing and promoting the program and getting students involved. You have to. You can't just.
We would be in. We would be in whatever the American Conference is today. We would have been in there a long time ago,
Right.
Because we fit that profile. Hell, if we started football 20 years ago, maybe we are part of the UCF, Cincinnati, Houston. Probably, move into the Big 12.
That would be
Man.
pretty sweet.
That stings to think about. That stings. Anyhow, I'm done.
Yeah,
That's all I
good.
got.
That was good chat
right.
about.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Hope Ryan is enjoying his time doing his housework.
I'm sure he is doing all the chores and then some.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We'll talk to you next week. Hopefully, we'll see you guys out at the Sweetwater Spring Tour event. Say goodbye, Guy.
Goodbye.
Not peace.
No.